car being driven around by Earl Spalding, it is a bit of a, it's a dream come true. Or
you obviously haven't been watching the traffic around us.
all that could top it off.
Hang on a second.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go. Just in time.
All that could top it off would be if we just ran into Warren Ralph on the side of the road. That's all I'll say.
Gonzo, yeah.
1992 to 1997.
90. That's right. Yeah, jeez.
Thank you. Games 102.
Yep.
Goals 106. This is just for Carlton.
Like that. Yes.
This is just for Carlton. You're just for some younger viewers. You are a 200 game player, of course, premiership player in '95.
Yes.
So how did you end up from Melbourne to Carlton?
I'd sort of by that stage I'd had 5 years at Melbourne, and we were probably going backwards, I thought, and I know I'd actually had 2 really good games against Carlton in '91, so that always helps.
That always helps, and I'll give you the definitive example. Before your time, but for some older viewers out there, Frank Marcazzani. Marcazzani played a cracker against us in like 82, 83 at Princess Park, and I think he was at the club wearing Jez's number 25 the next year. So it does make a difference, doesn't it?
Yes. Yeah, so I had good memories of me, the Carlton Footy Club.
Yeah.
Not like every other club that sort of brushed me off, but...
Did you go for many runs with Adrian Gleeson?
Oh, he used to stitch everyone up with the tan run, because I was obviously, as you've heard, up the back. I actually got beaten by Parko in one run. That was one of my
Did you really?
less memorable moments, I can tell you. I thought it was actually Juzzo coming from behind, and it sounded like a train. That's how hard he was blowing.
Yeah.
And I just turned to the right, and there was Parko. He didn't have a good look on his face either. I think he was too happy running past.
So it must have been bittersweet for David Parkin when he beats you in a lap around the town. Yeah. Because I'm going, it's great. I'm still relatively.
I'm going okay myself.
I'm going okay, but my centre half forward, I've just beaten in a lap around the town.
Yeah, he's not going that well at all.
Do you miss your hair?
I used to actually be a couple of inches taller. I had a big bouffant going.
And mullet.
Well, we had a good mullet. Not so much at Carlton, but definitely at Melbourne had a big mullet. Nowhere near as good as the Skippers. Sticks as he
Well, mate, he famously, last year he sat where you sat and took for a drive, and he spoke very fondly of you.
He didn't have a crownie in the front of you, did he?
Well, interesting you say that, Earl, because on one hand he did describe you as being a pivotal player in the 1995 Premiership team, and then on the other hand he did describe you, and his words exactly were, very good off the field.
Yeah.
Very good off the field.
Oh, I used to enjoy myself. I thought, you're here for a good time, not a long time, so... After the grand final, 95, so we won the flag, and on the Sunday we'd been to a few establishments, and we ended up at the tunnel somehow.
Right.
And while I was waiting for a few of the players to get there, I thought I'd help them out by collecting glasses upstairs, which seemed pretty funny at the time, but and I had them sort of stacked up around my head here, a couple of rows, because I had reasonably big hands.
That's a skill in itself.
Absolutely. And obviously someone didn't like what they saw, so I was asked to leave. I got kicked out of the tunnel, which is pretty hard to do. I still have a premiership medal around my neck. I was a bit reluctant to try and pull it out and go, hang on, but so I didn't. But yeah, so that's
that's unbelievable.
It is.
That's great. I was reading up on you in preparation for this interview, Earl, and the phrase "not the greatest kick in the world" did come across a couple of times. Would you describe it as a struggle?
In front of goals it was,
right,
for quite a while, yeah. I actually on the run wasn't too bad. No, we had Ken Judge come over in '95 to be reserves coach, and Judgy himself was a fantastic kick. So that year I sort of turned it around a bit, not to great heights, but for me it was. It's all relative. It's like Mount Kosciuszko compared to Mount Everest.
Actually, I've got the old, the old player profile, mate. That we
Yes.
Do you smoke? That was a question in the old days.
Well, yeah, no one. I used to smoke, and
during your playing career.
Yeah.
That's great.
When I got to Carlton,
that's great.
They'd had the year before, so end of '91, they'd had a river cruise.
Right.
And there was that many smokers there, all in the toilet, because no one wanted to smoke in front of Parko, because he was all part of Healthway. And as soon as you walked in there, it was like someone turned a smoke machine on.
Nickname, the Juice.
don't know where they came from.
You don't know idea.
Well, it came from the song The Duke of Earl.
Okay.
A mate called me Snake over here because I used to run. I was skinny back then and used to sort of run all over the shop. So he reckoned called me Snake.
Okay.
That's sort of.
What do you
so
mates
if I
call?
bump into old blokes here that have known me from that far back, which a few the guys from Perth do.
They get Snake.
G'day, Snake. Like, who the hell was that?
Earl's a great. That was a great name though. Old school.
Yeah, it was tough growing up. I tell you.
What did you get?
Oh, they just Earl or Girl. That was always. They always sort of.
Some genius kid just started calling you Earl Spalding.
Yeah, worked out the rhyming.
Isn't it? They're just amazing. Favourite food?
I used to like a roast or a good lasagna.
Yeah, nice.
Now just anything really, as you can see. I'm surprised we haven't been through a drive-through yet.
Did you play Sheffield Shield cricket for Western Australia?
I did, yeah, a long time ago. Yeah.
Well, I wasn't going to think it was recently.
No,
But,
they have been going bad, but not that bad.
How many games for Western Australia?
I ended up playing 3. I was 12th for another one. Well, I got 4 for 30 in my first Shield game.
Who were you playing against?
South Australia. So I got Hooksy out. He nicked one behind. I don't know what he was thinking, but he chased another wide one. And I think
Who was the keeper?
for WA,
Yeah.
Timmy Zura back then.
Are you telling me if I go back to the books, it'll say in a Sheffield Shield game, Western Australia versus South Australia, it'll have the list and it'll have D Hooks, Court Zura, Earl Spalding.
Yep.
Wow. The famous 1995 Carlton Premiership team.
Yep.
It's more like a word association. When that comes up, mate, where do you go? Where does your mind go?
I've got great memories of the day, of the couple of days after, where you're like the king of the town, really. Everyone sort of the recognition as a group.
The game?
It was.
Is it all just a blur, or do you actually
No,
remember?
you remember when you're going well, don't worry. But no, the game's fantastic. You know, you can sort of the tape I got, it's been worn out a few times.
Is it a VHS?
Yeah, it is. I've got to work on how I'm going to get that onto a DVD or something.
a lot of the older blokes, I'm thinking, they've got these VHSs. I'm going, you know, there are businesses now, Earl, where if you give them the VHS, they will put it on a DVD for you.
They had a bus for the players, and as we pulled into Princess Park, there was just people everywhere. It was like, my God. I said, it's like the Beatles are back in town. And we got off the bus, and it was an unbelievable experience. From then, sort of for the next 3 days, a bit of a blur. And I sort of got to bed Monday. I'd done a runner from somewhere. I got back into bed about 2:30 a.m. and the wife said, "You cold?" I went, "No, why?" She said, "You're shaking." And I was just sort of, I think I'd had enough. And so I tried to avoid phone calls the next day, and the guys were relentless. So I ended up going out for this is how bad I was going. I was on Midori and lemonade. About 3 of those, and said, "No, that'll do me."
Wow. On the Monday after
That was a Tuesday.
Okay, so
I was okay on a Monday.
You'd had a big campaign, but on the Tuesday after the 1995 Grand Final, all you had left was 3 Madurian lemonades. That's all you had in the tank.
Might have only been 2, to be quite honest.
I feel as though your time at Carlton, I think you're remembered with great fondness and affection is the word I was looking for before. In terms of, I just think Carlton supporters think of Earl Spalding and 1995 and the career he had at Carlton, and with great affection and so
that's where I'll be in a couple of years there, Sam.
it's the Belmont Aged Care Home facility.
Just work around the corner.
So you won't have to go far.
Won't have to go far to work, no.
So that's how I think you're remembered, and I would just want to say, Earl Spalding, Snake, Duke, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it.
Cheers.
Thanks, Earl.